asked by, this is from Chris. Okay, so Chris has asked this question. Martin, is the time frame for the 820 visa the same as the 309, or are certain visas prioritized? So, good question. And, Chris, really the starting point is comparing what the government are publishing as processing averages for the two visa types. Okay, so let's have a look. All right, let's see what they're saying. Should have had that handy, but I hope this exercise demonstrates how terrible the system is with the government. So, as a lawyer, for us to get an indication of how long processing times are taking, we have to Google the information and we have to go to the department website. And this is what we're working off. We're looking at the 820, and they're saying, let's use the 50% mark. 50% of cases are processed within 9 months. But similarly, they say globally, 50% of cases of the 309 are processed within 9 months as well. Okay, that's the starting point. What are the government publishing as averages today for those visa subclasses? Now let's kind of dig a little deeper. The majority of the cases that we handle are onshore 820s. Okay, there's a reason for that though. It's not that we don't have clients overseas. We have a lot of clients that are based overseas. It's that we often, before we take on a couple, if the couple are overseas or if the partners are separated, we will always recommend the better strategy is to try to bring the partner in and apply for an onshore partner visa. So that's why I suppose our statistics or our caseload might be a little bit skewed to onshore applications versus offshore, is that there's been lots of couples where we could have just committed to an offshore application, but we in fact got the partner here first and then applied for an onshore application. So we avoided the offshore. The reason is that, and this is, I suppose, getting into your question, Chris, is that there's a lot more predictability in onshore partner visa processing averages. Okay, we're able to estimate things a little bit more accurately because the onshore average is the onshore average. So, for example, 50% of cases within 9 months. That's Australia-wide. Compared to the offshore average is 9 months, but that's inaccurate because that's a global average. It doesn't factor in regional specific processing times. So, there's certain main processing consulates around the world that are responsible for the processing of offshore partner visas. Manila, the UK, Germany, there's South African, Pretoria, Nairobi, Shanghai, Washington, Santiago. There's all these kind of main processing centers, and the problem with these estimates is that it's not regional specific, it's global, so it's not accurate, and it means that the ability to be clear on estimate for a particular region is impossible because that data isn't publicly made available by the government. Okay, so to your question, are 820s processed faster than 309s? Yes, I would say that they are. That's been certainly our experience comparing all onshore applications versus the offshore applications that we have submitted, irrespective of where they've been lodged. Onshore typically tends to trump most offshore processing centers at the moment. Okay. Now, to my kind of opening sentence, to this theme or this topic, something that I want to implement and create, and this may be something that's exclusive to visa users and maybe something separate, I'm not sure, will likely be, and for the video editor watching this, do not put this publicly, okay? We want to keep this idea secret, so please don't include this in any content that we put this out there. We want to create a processing timeline database where people can voluntarily submit information in relation to their relationship facts, so anonymously, but submit key milestones and facts. So it'd be split into two halves. The first is the applicant or the couple declaring what their facts were, so how long they were together for, how long they lived together for, were they married, were they de facto, where were they, how long did they pull their finances together for, things like that. All the milestones that we look for and try to evidence when we submit applications, and all the milestones that you would have seen encouraged in our visa checklist and other resources that we make available. So on the one hand side would be looking at the facts of the couple, and on the other kind of end of that column, or the other side, would be how long their applications took, for an RFI, for medicals to be requested, and then for the ultimate outcome. And the hope is, and it would be free, I'm hoping to kind of make this free in some way. The idea would be that we build a database of data, so that people can go to this timeline database and look at the averages, how long a 309 is taking for applicants in Manila, based off actual real life cases, not generically what the government are publishing as the global averages. And same for onshore, how long are onshore applications taking, for married couples versus de facto couples, compare the stats, to bring some light and some transparency to the processing variances between relationships and what may be actually causing applications to take longer versus those that are processed quicker. So there's a lot of potential in making that type of database tool available, and that's something that we're hoping to work on as soon as I have time. And time, unfortunately, is probably my most limited commodity, as it is for everyone.